Look into the fire, my friends. Look at its profoundness and rekindle the fire in you to make the spirit strong, stronger than ever before.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Sushilji and Nidhi, for gracing our platform today. It is my pleasure and privilege to welcome both of you on our 63rd episode of the Author Interaction series, which we started on the virtual platform last year during the pandemic. And I'm Nika Aneja, and I'm the founder of Trends Literature Series, which is a platform for art, culture, social, and literary experiences. We happen to discuss Blaze today, which is a son's trial by fire, which has been published by Rupa Publications. It is the story of young man Divyansh and his courageous battle with leukemia. Reading Blaze, I must say, has definitely been an emotionally and a very, very spiritually uplifting experience for me. And I'm very, very happy to admit that Divyansh's parents, Sushil and Nidhi Podar, thought about writing the book to keep the legacy, the writings, the poetry, and story of Divyansh alive. I must give a brief introduction of the author we have today. Nidhi Podar, she's an economics graduate. In fact, parenting her very stout and inspiring son turned a homemaker into an author. Sushilji is a senior government officer. He's a BTech from IIT. He joined civil services in 1994. He's currently the Commissioner, Income Tax, Mumbai. Welcome, Sushilji and Nidhi, to our platform.
Thank you very much.
And Nidhi, I'd like to start my conversation with you. You know, there is a poem. In fact, I will start my today's conversation with a poem which Divyansh wrote for you specially. And it really touched my heart, and I'm sure it'll touch the heart of all the mothers who are present today. She has let many of her branches break to let me grow uninterrupted, undisturbed from her, with a base that is as strong and resilient as her. Mother, I promise you, as I grow longer and stronger, I will rise above and bend into the ground to support you even stronger. I think this was one of his first poems, right, Nidhi ji? उनकी पहली बहुत शुरू की poems में से एक थी. You know, I have read Blaze, which is a labor of love by both of you, and which is dedicated to the memory of Divyansh. तो निधि जी आप हमें बताइए और सब लोग आपसे सुनना चाहेंगे कि how did you decide to write Blaze, and when did you plan to write it?
प्लानिंग तो ये बहुत दिनों से मेरा था, लेकिन खुद के लिए नहीं, दिव्यांश के लिए. ये पोयम सिर्फ लोग पढ़ेंगे. दिव्यांश ने बहुत सारे पोयम में से एक पोयम लिखा होगा, लेकिन उसने मुझे मदर्स डे पे गिफ्ट दिया था. तो ये सिर्फ गिफ्ट नहीं था, शायद मेरे लिए एक स्ट्रेंथ था और एक सन का प्रॉमिस था, एक मदर का ड्रीम था, और इसलिए शायद ब्लेज भी है. तो जब दिव्यांश ने ये पोयम लिखा तो मुझे लगता था इसने इतना सारा कुछ लिखा है, प्रॉमिस लिखा है, किया है उसने, तो प्रॉमिस तो वो पूरा करेगा, फिर जाएगा कैसे, उसको तो जाना ही नहीं था. तो मैं भी ड्रीम बहुत सारा मैंने देखा था कि वो कभी बुक लिखेगा, ऑथर बनेगा और मैं क्लैप करूंगी उसके लिए. लेकिन दिव्यांश चला गया, मुझे लगा ड्रीम उसने पूरा ही नहीं, मेरा विश उसने पूरा नहीं किया, अब क्या होगा. लेकिन अब जब इतनी दूर आ गई हूँ दिव्यांश के साथ, मुझे लगता है उसने उस समय के लिए लिखा नहीं था, अभी के लिए लिखा था। और मुझे लगता है ये बुक मेरे लिए सिर्फ बुक नहीं है, ये एक सन का प्रॉमिस है, एक मदर का ड्रीम है, जो दिव्यांश अलग तरीके से फुलफिल कर रहा है। और मैं घर यहाँ बैठी हूँ और बोल पा रही हूँ इतने लोगों के सामने, शायद दिव्यांश ने ही मुझे ये टाइटल, जो ऑथर, मुझे नहीं लगता अभी तक कि ऑथर मैं ले पाती हूँ। मुझे एक मदर हूँ मैं दिव्यांश की, बस अच्छा लगता है कि दिव्यांश का गिफ्ट है शायद, और मैं एक्सेप्ट करती हूँ उसके गिफ्ट को। तो मेरे लिए बुक नहीं है, मेरे लिए एक लाइफ है दिव्यांश के साथ, जो जर्नी में उसके साथ जी रही हूँ, चल रही हूँ और ग्रो कर रही हूँ।
नहीं, बहुत बहुत ही अच्छी बात कही आपने। और आई वुड रियली लाइक टू नो कि आपने ये कब डिसाइड किया कि ये मैं बुक लिखूंगी, अब मैं ये बुक लिखना चाहूंगी? क्या टर्निंग पॉइंट था आपके लिए?
टर्निंग पॉइंट था जब दिव्यांश लगा कि अब छोड़ के मुझे चला जाएगा। हॉस्पिटल में सारे दिन बैठी रहती थी, बस मन में आता था कि दिव्यांश ऐसे जा नहीं सकता है। मैं चाहती हूँ दिव्यांश हम लोग के जाने के बाद भी रहे इस वर्ल्ड में। और दिव्यांश था और जाने वाला था, तब से ये प्लानिंग शुरू हो गई। बहुत जगह, बहुत बड़ी जर्नी थी ये, बहुत लोगों से मिले, राइटर भी हम लोगों ने सेलेक्ट किया, उन्होंने बुक लिखनी शुरू भी कर दी। लेकिन दिव्यांश शायद अलग तरीके से चाह रहा था, और एक मदर को उसने आगे करके ऑथर बना दिया, मदर फादर पेरेंट्स को। तो ये दिव्यांश के रहते रहते ये शुरू हुआ था, और ये जर्नी अभी तक चल रही है। और मुझे लगता है इसके थ्रू दिव्यांश जहां तक मुझे लेके जाएगा मैं जाऊंगी और उसको सपोर्ट करूंगी।
We are all with you, Nidhi, in this hour of crisis, and I feel that the journey that you and Sushil ji have taken will really inspire a lot of people. Sushil ji, you know, I lost my father in 2015 to pancreatic cancer, and that moment of time, he just gave us 1 month, and since then, we've been wanting to write a story about him, his life journey, that he's inspired a lot of people. But I really want to know from you as a father. We sorry, but we've not been able to do it till now. 6 years have passed, and just thinking about it. And you did the impossible, and you put everything aside, and you wrote about this, and you wrote such a beautiful story, which inspires so many people like me to kind of pick up the pen again and maybe write and be with the memories. So I'd like to know from you what inspired you as a father to write this book. And I know you've been the main inspiration behind it. You've been, since I read this book, since the beginning, you've been that tree, you know, that strong tree. And I'm sure you've had your emotional, you've had your emotions, you've brushed them aside, and you've been taking care of the family, taking care of him, looking at alternatives, taking him to various hospitals, different countries. Both of you have done the impossible. So, what inspired you and what challenges you faced in writing this book?
Actually, if having written Blaze, I can tell you, Neetaji, I see life, my life, our lives, even Divyansha's life, in a jigsaw puzzle. So, after, if I look back and see, evaluate various events of her life, I think everything was destined. One piece was falling at its own place, gradually, turn by turn. Now, the book is a product of all those things put together. But apart from this, I feel the book had to be written. I had to do my karma by writing this book. Divyansh had to do his karma so that the book can be written about him. And then now the book has to do its karma to reach out to its readers. So now you're talking about from where I picked up the idea of writing this book. No, Divyansh led his life stoutly in a very spiritful manner.
Yes.
This book is a celebration of death. It's a celebration of death. Now, I have given this thought in various speeches in book release. So let me repeat in very brief manner. The idea of writing book emanated in USA when Divyansh was on hospital on the brink of his death. And I had read one book there. And that book was written by one a neuro-oncosurgeon who himself was infected with cancer.
Yeah.
And by the time he thought that I'm going to die, he started writing his own autobiography. He could write 80%, he passed away, rest 20% was got written by his wife. I read that book, and that book is New York's bestseller book for 5 years.
Yeah.
I was told some million copies were sold there. When I read the book, I really liked the book. But after 3-4 days, I realized what I have got from this book. Pain, misery, sadness, frustration, anger, medical. There is a limitation of medical science. There is a limitation beyond medical science cannot do anything for the cancer patients. So at that point of time, when I looked at my son, he was on the life support, I could realize he has a different story to tell the world. So that time we realized we will write a story, but that time we did not think we ourselves are going to write the story. We thought we will get it written by some writer. So that was the idea with which we picked up the story. And if you read this story, Blaze, today, just now you have said, you have completed a full-length book. We have not talked about death in this book till the last part of the last chapter. Because Divyansh never discussed about death. He only saw life amidst all crises. So this is Blaze, and that's why we have written this book.
Amazing. Amazing the book has been, the way you have immortalized Devansh, and his story needed to be told. And as you said, that it's being automatically being told and reaching out to already so many people. And I think it's already in the third print, and I'm sure it will be translated into various languages. I'm sure there'll be a lot of people who'll ask you to write in various languages. Nidhi, how do you feel? I mean, since you have immortalized Devansh through the book, which is Divyansh's journey of strength, courage, and discovery, your bond with your son was beyond any description, especially now when the book already is in the third print, as I just mentioned. So, आपको अब 2 साल बाद अब कैसा लगता है? आप दिवांश के बारे में भी सोचती होंगी, या आप इस बुक के द्वारा आपको लगता है कि एक लॉट ऑफ क्लोजर आया है आपकी जिंदगी में?
मैं अपनी बात करूं तो मैं अभी भी बस जहां दिव्यांश मुझे छोड़ के गया था अभी भी उसके साथ ही हूँ, और दिव्यांश मुझे लगता है 2 सालों में बहुत ज्यादा मेरे पास आ गया है, इतना पास कि वो शायद कहीं जा ही नहीं सकता है। और हमेशा मैं उसके बारे में ही सोचती हूँ, और मैं अच्छा बोल लूं बुरा बोलूं नहीं पता, लेकिन मैं अपने बेटे से हर दिन कुछ नया सीखती हूँ और उसके जैसा बनना चाहती हूँ। और जब शुरू में मैंने बुक लिखा था, हम लोगों ने लिखा था, तो लगा कि चलो दिव्यांश की कहानी है, लोगों को बतानी है, पता होना चाहिए दिव्यांश ने क्या किया इतने एडवर्सिटी में भी। लेकिन आज मैं उसकी कहानी फिर से पढ़ती हूँ ब्लेज के थ्रू एज अ रीडर, तो मुझे लगता है उसकी जर्नी में बहुत सारे मैसेज है हर के लिए। ऐसा नहीं कि किसी पेशेंट के लिए वो मैसेज होगा कि कैसे आप डट के फाइट करो, हर के लिए है, पेरेंट्स के लिए है, चिल्ड्रन के लिए है, सबके लिए है। तो मुझे लगता है इस बुक से हर लोगों को कुछ ना कुछ मिलेगा, और दिव्यांश सबके लिए बहुत कुछ छोड़ के गया। ऐसा नहीं है कि आप कहीं पहुंच के ही कुछ अचीव करके ही लोगों को बता सकते हैं, आप अपने जो आपने किया और करके चले गए उससे भी लोग बहुत कुछ ले सकते हैं। तो शायद दिव्यांश के आने का यही पर्पस था, और मैं ऐसे ही लेती हूँ उस चीज को और दिव्यांश को भी।
मैं इनकी बात को बढ़ाऊं, 1 मिनट में आपका समय लेता हूं।
बिल्कुल।
हाँ, इन्होंने कहा कि इस बुक में सबके लिए सब कुछ है। तो मुझे कुछ डॉक्टर्स ने लिख के दिए, इस बुक को कुछ डॉक्टर्स पढ़ रहे हैं, और एक डॉक्टर जो ही इज रेडिएशन ऑन्कोलॉजिस्ट इन पीजीआई लखनऊ, एंड इनफैक्ट उन्होंने लिखा भी है अमेज़न के प्लेटफॉर्म पे। तो व्हाट ही हैज रिटन amongst many things, the book has given me a new perspective as an oncologist and to improve myself. I'm going to keep this book always by side as a guiding and inspirational force to help gain resilience and strength in difficult times of life. In fact, Dr. Shailesh Shikhande of Tata Memorial Hospital, if you read his blurb as advanced pages in this book, he has written somewhere, a cancer specialist runs the risk of becoming immune to the suffering of patients, possibly as a self-protecting reflex. However, I must confess that towards the end of the book, I was in tears with a lump in my throat. and it's been a spiritual journey going through Blaze. No, मैं ये पॉइंट बताना चाह रहा हूँ कि ये बुक के माध्यम से डॉक्टर्स भी इंस्पायर हो रहे हैं, उन्हें लग रहा है कि हमारे लिए भी सब कुछ है.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. 22 years old Divyansh when he moved on. He was just 22, but I think he already lived 22 lives. I mean, so much he's left behind in terms of body of the work, the literature, the thoughts, the writings, the letter. I must show everyone the book that we are talking about. This is Blaze, and it has been written by Nidhi and Sushil Podar. Sushilji, you must tell us about this picture. I know it is very, very special.
Yes. This I was just telling you just a few moments back. The book is a product of divinity. It had to be written. This picture had to be shot by me when it was a finale shot of Divyansh's life. He passed away on 2nd May 2019. 1st May 2019, one day before, penultimate day, Nidhi was sitting by his bedside, holding his hands like this. And I, out of my own emotion, I saw these two hands depicting so many things, not in words, but through emotions. I wanted to capture this moment. I also thought maybe this thing I can never see in my future. So let's capture this moment. And I took this photograph without she even knowing this. And when the idea of deciding cover picture came into being, we thought, what could be better picture other than this? Because a mother is telling a story of her son through Blaze, and the mother is holding hand of her son. If you look carefully, actually, son is holding hand of her son. The son's hand is the upper one.
Yeah.
So son is holding hand of her son. The mother is telling a story of her son in this book. Actually, the son is telling his mother to tell his story through this book. And that's why these two hands are intertwined.
No, it is very, very symbolic. The cover, the picture, and as you said, it's a divine hand, which made this all happen. In chapter 12, we talk about a poem which is Here We Go Again, which is a very, very profound poem. And the line, who blinks first, is so motivational. In fact, Divyansh was the believer in karma theory. He kept on doing his karma. He kept on, when he was doing his second line of treatment in USA towards the end, he was also preparing for SAT, he was preparing for TOEFL, he was like preparing for his future like any other child, even if he knew everything. But because he was the believer in karma, he kept on doing his karma. So I would like to really ask you, Sushilji, what really motivated him so much? In spite of being such an aware child, he knew what is happening to him. He knew the treatments which were giving him so much of pain. Still nowhere does he go behind, step back and say, no, I am just going to talk about my pain. I'm not going to prepare anything. I'm not going to look at the future. But forever, either it is engineering colleges, whether it was studying in USA, everywhere, whether his homeworks, his exams, what was motivating him and what was keeping him so going forward always?
So there are 3-4 points, if I can address your question. The first is he had mature soul. He knew how to deal with himself. This is one point. In fact, one priest had also commented about him, and this has been noted in the book, narrated in the book.
Yes.
The second is he, I keep talking, there has to be synergy between soul, brain, and body. Your brain controls your body, but what controls your brain? It is your soul. And since his soul was so mature, his soul used to control his brain, and brain in turn used to control his body. So what his soul taught him? His soul taught him, if you have any body problem, you treat this as a problem. You have a problem. You are not a problem. You have a disease. You are not diseased. That's the mantra he had for his life. And that was what we imbibe. Thirdly, and most importantly, which I think, he had immense love and respect for himself and for we as parents and for his sister also. He never wanted us to be shaken by his traumatic life. I'll give you an example. People keep commenting me, or applauding me, appreciating me. Sushil, you are a very strong person. No, they are absolutely wrong. Divyansh was strong, and I used to get strength from him. If I can draw some similes or analogy, suppose आप flight में जाते हैं and you are new traveler, and there is some turbulence in the flight, and what you immediately do, you start looking at the air hostess, how they are feeling. If they are comfortable, then you feel I'm also comfortable. There is no problem. Or you look at some experienced co-travelers. अरे वो तो अभी सो रहा है तो कुछ नहीं है. Divyansh was such experienced co-travelers in our life. जब भी उसके लाइफ में टर्बुलेंस आया और हमारे लाइफ में टर्बुलेंस आया, he was standing indomitable, stout. और तब मुझे ये लगता था कि if it is like this, so we have a strength. I think this is what, there are so many things, but of course, everything, whatever has happened, whatever we could do, the strength emanates from his personality.
Very right. I have read the book and I can say that each and everything or dialogue that he had with his mother, with you, or the points that he was leaving behind, he was totally positive. Maybe once or twice he used to have his phases, but I think that's very, very rare, right? So Nidhi ji, how were you feeling when he was like always showing you this positive face? Mommy, I want to do this. I want to go ahead and get myself admission. So you as a mother knew what was wrong with him medically and the treatment. So what were your feelings at that time? आपको कैसा लगता था कि देखिए ये he is being so positive. We know about the future. What were your thoughts at that moment of time?
सच बोलूं कि दिव्यांश को देख के फर्स्ट डे से मुझे ऐसा कभी डर ही नहीं हुआ कि वो छोड़ के मुझे जाने वाला है. मैंने उस चीज को एकदम अलग रखा था. मैं दिव्यांश को बस लगता था आगे बढ़ रहा है, मुझे लगता था और आगे बढ़े, इनकरेज करती थी. लेकिन वो डर मेरे मन में कभी नहीं था कि वो छोड़ के जाने वाला है तो क्या मैं डिप्रेस हो गई या मैंने नहीं चाहा कि वो आगे बढ़े. शायद वो कभी थोड़ा वीक भी पड़ता तो हम लोग उसको स्ट्रेंथ देते थे कि चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं, करते हैं, देखते हैं क्या होता है. तो मेरे मन में कभी नहीं था, कोई भी डर नहीं था. शायद दिव्यांश के वजह से ही इन्होंने बुक की बात की कि उन्होंने यूएस में पढ़ा था. अभी मैंने उस बुक को खत्म किया है. उसके बाद मैं बहुत दिनों तक बहुत डिस्टर्ब रही. शायद ऑथर के लिए नहीं, दिव्यांश के लिए, कि उसने मुझे कभी बताया क्यों नहीं कि वो कैसा फील करता है. उसने कभी नहीं मुझे बताया. वो ट्रीटमेंट लेके आता था, स्टडी करता था, हम लोग सब कुछ नॉर्मल लाइफ था. तो हम लोग का लाइफ हमेशा नॉर्मल था दिव्यांश के साथ. बाद में जब दिव्यांश बहुत बीमार हो गया तो डॉक्टर बोलते थे कि चलो इसका क्या है, आपके बारे में भी हम लोग सोचते हैं कि आप लोगों का भी लाइफ ऐसे ही जा रहा है. मैंने डॉक्टर को यही बोला था कि दिव्यांश है तो लाइफ है, वो नहीं है तो लाइफ भी नहीं है. तो मैं बस दिव्यांश के साथ बस उसको सबके साथ देखती थी चलते. तो मुझे कभी फील नहीं हुआ कि क्या करेगा ये करके. और शायद उसने जल्दी जल्दी इसलिए किया होगा, शायद वो मेरे ड्रीम को जितना हो सकता था पूरा करना चाहता होगा. शायद उसको पता होगा कि मेरे पास टाइम कम है और मुझे इसमें ही आगे बढ़ के सब कुछ करना है अपनी मदर के.
देखिए, poems were so deep and insightful. It's not, I mean, he was suffering from cancer from the age of 12. So the whole of journey of 10 years that you've mentioned in the book. And he started writing poems at what age? When did he start writing the poems?
13 or 14 years. 14 years.
And the poems really grew. I mean,
Yes.
My daughter is also a poetess, and I can really understand the kind of thought process that he must be having. And these were not simple poems. They were very deep. But basically, I think the whole story of his life was in those poems. Yes. I think you should all read the book and you should really find out what we are talking about. It's all there in the book. It is totally motivating and totally inspirational. And I must compliment both of you. It's such an easy read. Once you start, you don't want to put it down. And it has been told in such a simple, positive manner that I think it's totally a recommendable read. I must tell everyone that, the best question today will win the fabulous book. So you can write down all your questions in the chat box, and time permitting, I'll ask them. And there's some people in the interactive round also. So I'll declare the name of the winner at the end of this session. Thank you. Sushil ji, with the book, not only the memories of Divyansh achieve immortality, but also all the lovely people who reached out. आपकी extended family, आपके doctors, medical caregivers, बहुत सारे रिलेशंस आपके आपकी अपने कजन्स आपके अपने डॉक्टर्स सब एक बहुत बड़ी फैमिली बन गए थे उस वक्त और आपने उन सबको क्रेडिट दिया है इस बुक में यू मेंशन देयर नेम्स यू मेंशन हाउ दे वर इम्पोर्टेंट बिकॉज इट्स नॉट इजी टू be surrounded by such positive people. They were helping you out. There were some people in Israel who helped you out, different country, different community, different religious, set of people, but they were all with you in this hour of crisis. In USA as well, in Mumbai as well, everywhere you've been able to connect people. I think Divyansh was the connecting force. So was it a conscious decision to mention all the names? You wanted to thank them in your way, the contribution they have done in the whole process of Divyansh's life?
Look, what I understand, Divyansh was a product of so many things, so many persons. So many persons had interacted with him. And there are some persons whose name I could not take in this book. Like one person is Anil Upadhyay. He's from Kolkata. Earlier I was posted in Kolkata. And Divyansh grew in his lab in his early days. I really wanted to write about him, but I subsequently could not. Because if I have to write a story of Divyansh, all those persons needed to be mentioned. Then only the story gets completed. Otherwise, his story will hang in balance. And what I have understood, while writing this story along with Nidhi, Divyansh had cheated his death. This I am telling you very consciously. Still today, he's alive. And that's why I'm telling he had cheated his death. And you know why? Because he knew he learned how to die. That's why he learned how to live, even this body perished. That's why I'm telling you, he still lives. He cheated his death. So many persons, in fact, there were few more persons in Israel whose mention, I had written something in my chapter, Father Speaks.
Yeah.
But because of word limitations, we had to take their names out of the book because it was publisher's call. The book was getting bigger and bigger. So 3-4 names I had to remove from the books. If you see Father Speaks, Dr. Ruben or Luma, Ethereal Luma, and Sardar, yes. So 3-4 persons, I regret because I really wanted to take their names also because they are the ambassador of humanity. How can you live them? In what way you can pay back to them whatever they did for us? And this was the time to pay back.
So right, because there's so many. Yeah, आप कुछ कह रही थी निधि?
आपने ब्लेज पढ़ा होगा तो आपने ये नोटिस किया होगा कि दिव्यांश का एक स्टाइल था थैंक्स बोलने का, वो लिख के देता था सबको।
बिल्कुल।
और हम लोग सब वेट करते थे, उसके ब्रदर और जो भी रिलेटिव वो वेट करते थे कि अब दिव्यांश मुझे क्या लिख के देगा। और इतना अच्छा लिखता था कि सबको बहुत ज्यादा पसंद आता था और शायद उसके से अच्छा भी करना चाहते होंगे। तो दिव्यांश की जब कहानी लिखी जा रही थी और दिव्यांश को था नहीं थैंक्स बोलने के लिए, तो ये हम लोगों की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी थी कि उसके बिहाफ में हम लोग जितने भी थेरेपिस्ट थे और जो भी थे उनको थैंक्स बोले दिव्यांश के स्टाइल में। शायद इसलिए भी हम लोगों ने सबको बुक में साथ में रखा।
बहुत ही ब्यूटीफुली रिटन थैंक यू नोट्स हैं दिव्यांश के बुक में, जो आपने इतना अच्छा किया है कि आपने सब ऐड किए हैं और इतने इंस्पायर्ड होते हैं कि जब मैंने वो नोट्स पढ़े तो एंड आई वाज थिंकिंग दैट इट इज सो इम्पोर्टेंट टू से थैंक यू एंड आई थिंक वन शुड रियली टेक अप दिस हैबिट फ्रॉम दिव्यांश एंड ही यूज्ड टू राइट विद सो मच ऑफ थॉट प्रोसेस. He used to write so well, and I'm sure he used to make everyone feel so special. That's why I remember all the doctors, medical professionals, I mean, whosoever used to read his letter used to kind of be so emotional about it. I think fantastic. I'm sure you can write another book and which will just have letters from Divyansh.
Yeah, we are thinking.
Yeah. Oh, I've let out a secret then. Okay. So what is happening on Blaze right now? Because I hear that you also told me that as far as Divyansh is concerned, there's a scholarship fund being taken up by the college that he used to study in USA, which is very, very rare. I'm sure nobody does that. And please tell us, please tell the viewers what is now happening more with the memory of
Yeah.
Divyansh.
Just after passing away of Divyansh, his alma mater, St. Mary's School, where he used to go to the school, high school, they instituted a scholarship in his name.
Yes.
And that's called Divyansh Atman Scholarship for Creative Writing. And the experience was fabulous. We were invited to give away this scholarship, to the deserving students, and that was the first year. And we went to the auditorium. We were received by the principal. We were made to sit on a particular seat, and you will not believe, when we were going to the stage to give away the award, everyone present there gave us a standing ovation. Her eyes were in tears, even mine also. And those claps were not for ours. Those were for Divyansh. And after that, thanks to Ajay ji, he's a character in the book.
Yes.
He tried hard to institute a scholarship in New Jersey, where he used to study. He was a student in Fairleigh Dickinson University, and he studied for only 4 months. He worked very hard, and in US there is some restrictions. Foreign citizen cannot have a scholarship in his name. So some approval had to be given by New Jersey government because they have state. Now he fought, and finally this scholarship was, endowment scholarship was instituted. It has already been instituted. We were part of the proceeding through Zoom last month, and this scholarship will run for 250 years.
Oh my God. Imagine.
And look what Vice Chancellor of the university said. He gave his speech, and what he said, Divyansh had studied only for 4 months, but he is going to finance, he is going to take care of the studies of so many students for 250 years. This is life, this is divinity, nothing more than that. And then apart from these two scholarships, this blaze. Now we are blazing through this blaze. I hope this blaze touches lives of so many persons.
I'm sure. And as I mentioned before, and you've been mentioning, it's definitely divine intervention. And a lot of people will get inspired, and it has the capacity to move you. The book has the capacity to move you to no limit. And so any of the more thoughts that you would like to share with us before I ask one of the people who want to be on the interactive round with you and talk to you?
There is one thought. In fact, I wanted to read it to you.
Yes, please.
He wrote one poem, Halfway Down the Path Not Untaken. You must have read this. Now, because first of all, let me tell you, this book has been written with unflinching honesty. All events are properly documented. We have even the small verses, dialogues.
Yes.
We have documents, letters, WhatsApp message, Facebook messages, everything is backed up. So if you allow me, I can read it.
Yes,
for
please. It'll be a privilege.
Yes. This is page number 33. And the context of this discussion is that he had relapsed and he was coming back from daycare facility after taking chemotherapy. And that day he was in pensive mood. I don't know what. He was looking across the car glass, trying to find out some answer. So in that context, I am writing, in the middle of his regular treatment, one day Divyansh was returning from the daycare center along with Sushil. He looked a bit pensive, and Sushil observed him looking outside the window of the car. Searching for some answer from a constituent of the cosmos he felt attached to. That was 12th August 2014. Gazing in the same direction where he was, he asked his father how much more treatment is left to be taken. Sushil consolingly replied, Divyansh, we are halfway through. Don't think too hard, time flies. Divyansh didn't answer any further question. Sushil felt he was not able to answer him convincingly, and Divyansh must also have felt the predicament of his father, so he chose to give a brief reply. He was not gazing outside with a blank face. Actually, his father had replied with the keyword halfway. That's how the poem was built up. This is a precursor of writing of this poem. So his father had replied with the keyword halfway, which was expanded by that constituent of the cosmos he was communicating with. By the time he reached home, his countenance had changed and he looked more relaxed and at peace with himself. It seemed like he had got the answer he was looking for. That night, he wrote the third poem of his life, titled Halfway Down the Path, Not Untaken, written by himself, finding answer to all his questions, which only he could have given himself. His contemplative ode evoked a sense of wisdom, not only in him, but also to us. He, through this poem, again lent a helping hand to us by letting us realize some of our own unanswered questions. I want to stop here because I don't want to read the poem because the time is short. So this was, everything was built up. So while we were authoring this book, we thought everything has to be given on platter. We just have to, just put them in order.
Very, very nice. And it's so nice that you've written it together. A third person would not have been able to convey the feelings. But both of you are the authors of this book. I mean, nobody else, I think, could have understood your feelings and put them on paper. I think that is the best part of this book because you've documented, put everything together. Nidhi ji, aap kuch kehna chahenge? Something that you would like to tell our viewers?
मैं ये कहना चाहती हूँ कि इस बुक के थ्रू दिव्यांश ने जाने के बाद भी मुझे एक होप और स्ट्रेंथ दिया है ताकि मैं इस सर्वाइव कर पाऊं और आगे बढ़ पाऊं. तो मेरे लिए सिर्फ बुक नहीं है, अब मैं इस बुक में दिव्यांश को देखती हूँ और उससे स्ट्रेंथ लेती हूँ.
Very, very, very well said.
I'll just add one line.
Sure,
मैं इस बुक में सिर्फ दिव्यांश को देखती हूँ. इन्होंने कहा मैं इसमें ऐड करूंगा कि मैं इस बुक में दिव्यांश जैसे कई लोगों को मैं देखता हूँ. इस बुक में मैं दिव्यांश के पेरेंट्स जैसे कई पेरेंट्स को मैं देखता हूँ जिनकी अनकही कहानी लिखी जानी चाहिए. उनको स्ट्रेंथ मिले, वो भी अपनी कहानी लिखें. आखिर हम समाज को क्या दे सकते हैं? हम समाज को अगर हम कुछ नहीं दे सकते तो एक्सपीरियंस तो दे सकते हैं. This book talks about that.
So right. Absolutely wonderful. We have Dia. She's a student of class 12 and she wanted to ask you a question. Dia.
Good evening.
Good evening.
First of all, I would just like to thank you for writing such an inspirational and beautiful book. It shows everyone how paths of opportunities can still be paved amidst adversities all around. As a youngster myself, I would just like to ask, what 3 qualities of Divyansh you feel we youngsters should follow for being ready for challenging times?
Your question is addressed to me or Nidhi?
Both.
Okay. The first and foremost, you should believe yourself. You should believe yourself. This is most important. And if you believe yourself, your karma, your duty, your solemn duty, your divine duty, your social duty will fall in place. So you have to build up your own strength. People are going to help you, but they are only going to help you. You have to help yourself. This is the most important thing I am going to tell you. The second is, I have already spoken. Try to train your brain, which Divyansh had done. And it's not supernatural power. Soul has immense strength. Soul has immense strength. If you start training your brain to control your body, soul will start functioning correspondingly. It will function, it will respond to the cause of the brain, signal of the brain. So that some synergy between brain, mind, and soul is fostered. So you train your brain and you have to believe your own strength. This is most important. You have to love yourself. Now, let me tell you very superficially, you need to love yourself. We talk about self-esteem, self-actualization. This is self-actualization. And we are really surprised Divyansh had achieved self-actualization at such a young age. Even we cannot claim we have achieved our self-actualization, and we can never do this till we die. But we had seen he had achieved this self-actualization. This is what we want to tell you. You believe yourself. Anything you want to add?
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. The question is very wonderful. I must compliment you having asked such a pertinent question. And I'm really thankful.
Thank you so much. There is a question, and I cannot read the name because it is with some alphabet. So, what was the strength which motivated Divyansh to live even after knowing what he was going through at such a young age?
I can tell you. I'll take you back to the story. I don't know. Maybe his love towards us. In 2009, when he was first infected with this deadly C, which I have written in the book, we did not discuss about this medical problem with him till 2015, when he was due to undergo bone marrow transplantation. And when he relapsed for the first time in 2012, he was not aware. Maybe he was aware. We never discussed you are infected with C. He wanted to, respond to our own emotions. Because the parents do not want to discuss C, he also through bodily language exhibited as if he's not infected with deadly C. That's all. And in fact, when we were due to go for bone marrow transplantation, for the first time we broke this shroud of secrecy. And I told him, look, Divyansh, you have this problem and you have to go for bone marrow transplantation. Is it okay with you? But yes, Papa, let's go and set it all. And then that day I realized he was knowing. And he was knowing from beginning. Just he wanted to respect our sentiment, feeling. No, if बहुत छोटी बात है, अगर कोई problem को, if you keep discussing problem all the time, problem multiplies. And if you don't discuss the problem all the time, you only try to find solutions of the problem gets diminished. And this was our mantra, and he respected that.
Fantastic. Fantastic. This was a question from Mr. Vijay Shankar.
नमस्कार सर, नमस्कार मैडम जी। इस चीज से बहुत ज्यादा मैं जो है प्रभावित हुआ कि इतनी कम उम्र में जो जिजीविषा को जीवित उन्होंने रखा। एक होता जिजीविषा होना और उस जिजीविषा को उन्होंने जीवित रखा। ये मैडम से मेरा जो सवाल था, निधि मैडम से, कि उस जिजीविषा को जीवित रखने की इतनी ताकत, वो भी इतनी कम उम्र में, इतनी दुर्लभ ताकत वो आई कहाँ से? क्योंकि मैं अभी भी विश्वास नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ कि इतनी कम उम्र में ये जिजीविषा को जीवित को रखने की चीज, वो भी पता है कि जिस चीज से गुजर रहे हैं, वो चीज जो है अपने आप में बहुत दुर्लभ है मैम। तो वो कहाँ से आई?
मुझे लगता है जब उसने एक अपनी पोएम में लिखा भी है कि जब उसको एक रास्ता चुनना था अपने लिए, टीनेज में हर चाइल्ड अपने लिए एक रास्ता, करियर बनाता, आगे बढ़ना चाहता है, उस समय ही उसके लाइफ में ये इतना बड़ा प्रॉब्लम आ गया। तो शायद उसने लाइफ को बहुत आगे देखना बंद कर दिया था और हर दिन को उस दिन के हिसाब से ही लेता था और उस दिन के हिसाब से वो जीता था और जो उसके हाथ में था वो करता था। शायद मुझे लगता है वही उसका स्ट्रेंथ था कि वो बहुत आगे नहीं देखता था और बहुत लोगों के साथ अपने आप को नहीं देखता था। उसको पता था कि वो, उसके लिए अलग रास्ता है, तो उस रास्ते पे वो अकेला चला जा रहा था, ना वो पीछे देख रहा था ना आगे देख रहा था। शायद मुझे लगता है वही उसका स्ट्रेंथ था। और एक चीज बोलते हैं, अभी मैंने एक बुक में पढ़ा, गिविंग इज लिविंग। तो शायद वो अपने आप को कुछ दे रहा था और इसलिए वो आगे बढ़ रहा था। और आज फिजिकली नहीं रह के भी शायद वो दे रहा है सबको जो रास्ता उसने चुना था और जिसपे चला।
जी मैम, बहुत जो सर, आप कुछ कहना चाहेंगे?
नहीं, इन्होंने लगभग सब कुछ कह दिया है। इन्होंने बहुत अच्छी बात है, गिविंग इज लिविंग। बट मैं बार मैं एक ही पॉइंट पर आऊंगा कि अभी मैंने दिया को वही जवाब दिया था कि वो सेल्फ बिलीफ काफी था उसको. He loved himself. And since he loved himself, in a very short period of time, उसने सेल्फ एक्चुअलाइज कर लिया. और इसलिए उसके कर्मा जो थे सही पड़ रहे थे. जो कर्मा थ्योरी ऑफ लाइफ है, उससे कर्मा सही पड़ रहे थे. आप यूएसए में आप देख लें, इजराइल में डॉक्टर रूबेनोथ इस बुक में जिक्र है. उनके लिए एक छोटी सी कहानी लिखी गई है बुक के लास्ट में. रूबेन और आज तक हमारे टच में इजराइल से. वी कीप टॉकिंग टू ईच अदर एवरी वीक. बुक लिखने की प्रेरणा उनसे भी मिली थी. उन्होंने कहा था इजराइल में कि इस बच्चे पर एक कहानी आप लिखिए जरूर. इनफैक्ट ही हैज गिवन मी ऑफर टू गेट इट ट्रांसलेटेड इन हिब्रू इन इजराइल आल्सो. तो सबकी लाइफ को उसने टच किया था और मुझे लगता था कि डिवाइन सोल था. पता नहीं, मैं पहले से नहीं मानता था. ये बुक लिखने के बाद मुझे समझ में आने लगा है वो डिवाइन सोल था. आज वो नहीं रहते. 2 साल अपने बेटे के बगैर रहना मैं समझ सकता हूँ, लेकिन इतना संतोष है कि उसने हाथ में क्रच नहीं दिया. 2 क्रच नहीं दिया. हमारे पैर को उसने मजबूत कर दिया, जो चिरस्थायी होता है, ताकि हम लोग अपने पैर पर चल सकें. उसकी कहानियों के थ्रू, उसकी लेखनी के थ्रू, उसकी कविताओं के थ्रू, उसके थॉट्स के थ्रू, और जिस तरीके से उसने लाइफ जिया था.
मैं इस जज्बे को बहुत सलाम करता हूं सर और मैडम. और दिव्यांश के जो कृतियां होंगी, जो कृतियां हैं, वो सभी कृतियां, और आप लोग ने जिस तरीके से जो भी अपने एफर्ट्स किए हैं उन कृतियों को आगे बढ़ाने के लिए, उसके लिए हम सब हमेशा आभारी रहेंगे. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Vijay Shankar is an advocate in Supreme Court. There's a question from Mr. Nikhil Pandya, but I think you will find this answer, Nikhil, in the book when you read it. He wanted to ask Mrs. and Mr. Podar if Divyansh has written any story, article, or poem. If yes, are you planning to publish a book? Already, this book has so many of his poems. Sushilji will like to talk about it a little more on this.
All his poems have been quoted in this book. Now, he had his own dedicated blog, and I have given the link of that blog in the book also. So, Divyansh Atman blog post. Now, if you click that blog post, his dedicated blog, he has written around 20 articles, and some of the articles are so abstract. No, if you read one article, he has tried to, talk about bass. Divyansh used to play bass guitar, but he tried to apply the concept of music in one's own life. Bass guitar is the base of the whole orchestration. But then he talks about, after writing this piece, who is base in your life? Who is giving you the foundation on which you are flourishing? This is too much. It is a very abstract thought, and this particular blog we have not discussed in this book. This was very much discussed in US where he was hospitalized. A lot of nurses were discussing about this particular blog. So who is your base? Who is the base in your life? So likewise, he's written so many things. Readers can log into his Divyansh Atman blog post. So he will find all his articles written there.
Then all his poems, very relevant ones to this book, are all there in the book itself. And at the end, Mrs. and Mr. Podar have compiled it all together and make some magnificent read. It's impossible to believe that somebody as young as him has just done the story of life. Because of the time, I'll just take one more question one of our viewers has asked. Her name is and I think it's a very, very relevant question, and you should answer it, please. A lot of people lost their life to pandemic, and it's been difficult for families to come to terms with the loss. They have not been able to get the closure. So how can we as friends help? And what do you have to say to the grieving families?
Look, pandemic, if you talk about pandemic has given an opportunity for all of us to explore ourselves, explore our relationship, explore your own strength. Adversity gives you an opportunity to explore, evolve yourself. Now, this particular book, Blaze, is a product of pandemic. Let me tell you, frankly, when I work in a government office, I'm quite a busy person otherwise. But when office was closed for first 2 months, if you remember, till 4th May 2020, I started writing this book. Now, all through the pandemic, till September, we completed this book. So people were, we were incarcerated at home, doing nothing, or sometimes I used to go to office for a half day. We were utilizing that time in harnessing our own constructive energy, and Blaze is a product. Likewise, so many persons have lost their loved ones. It's open secret. And some of them have gone through crises in their lives. But I'm sure most of those persons or some of those persons must have evolved themselves during the course of dealing with the crisis. This is what I understand. Any adversity gives an opportunity to explore. This is what I have learned from the past.
Fantastic.
This is how I look at pandemic and whatever issues we have faced.
Very, very well answered. And this brings us to the end of this session. I'll also like to declare the winner of, I was going to declare the winner of one book, but now I have two winners, Bhavita Batra and Mr. Vijay Shankar. They will get the copy of the book very shortly. And thank you so much, Nidhi and Sushil ji, for your presence on our platform.
Thank you very much. It was lovely interacting with you all. And some of the questions you have asked, those questions were very important. We need to be asked why this book was made. And you dealt those points very correctly. Thank you very much. You want to say?
Thank you.
Thank you.
And as Shekhar Mehta had said, that legacy of 22-year-old Divyansh is his parents. And I totally agree with him. And creativity of Divyansh is definitely his anchor in adversity, and it reflects in his poems, through writings, through thoughts, through this magnificent book, Blaze. So I really recommend the book highly, and thank you so much, Sushilji and Nidhi, for being here today with us. It has been so inspiring for all of us.
Thank you.
Thank everyone for the presence today, and please do subscribe to our channel, Friends Events, and for all the author interaction series. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.